I'm David Banner, aka the God Box. You're watching NewsOne Now with Roland Martin on TV One.
In one of the largest settlements in its history, the city of Chicago yesterday agreed to pay out a combined $31 million to settle a case of police misconduct filed by 4 men who were convicted of a crime they did not commit. They became known as the Englewood Four: Michael Saunders, Vincent Thames, Richardson and Terrill Swift. In 1994, when they were teenagers, they were arrested and coerced into admitting guilt to the rape and murder of a prostitute. After spending almost 16 years in prison, the four were cleared in 2011 when DNA testing linked the murder to another suspect. And last year, an unsealed FBI report revealed that Chicago police manipulated the defendants and fed them information as they gave their statements to prosecutors. At yesterday's city council meeting, city attorney Jane Knotts told Chicago aldermen that the settlement would be cheaper and allowing the lawsuit to proceed given what is now known about the case.
If these cases go to trial, the plaintiffs will argue that their confessions were coerced and fabricated because the police took advantage of their youth. They were all between 15 and 18 at the time their statements were taken.
Fraternal Order of Police Vice President Martin said the settlement was ludicrous and blamed civil rights attorneys for using the city council as a blank check.
Their playbook is simple. They claim police misconduct, get the prosecutors to exonerate, draft a willing media, and then manipulate the citizens of Chicago out of their tax money.
Did he forget the part where there was an FBI investigation that revealed it actually happened?
DNA.
Joining us by FaceTime from Chicago is Cosette Hampton of BYP 100 Chicago. Cosette, I mean, this is what is amazing, to listen to this Fraternal Order of Police jerk stand there and act as if DNA did not exonerate these guys, and then to act as if the FBI report doesn't exist, shows to me how you have cops who refuse to accept responsibility for their wrongdoing.
Yes, and I mean, just in September, we saw the Fraternal Order of Police, the police union's president, Kevin Graham, fight against a course on use of force training and policy to help with de-escalation and avoiding shooting fleeing persons. And they've also moved to block changing how officers are disciplined and also resisting the requirement that all officers wear body cams. So we are not surprised by the statements of Martin Prieb. We're not surprised by their essentially lack of awareness and also lack of ability to believe that Black people can be innocent and to believe that Black bodies are not to be feared and that Black bodies are anything but bodies that should be criminalized. We're not surprised by this.
And when you look at $31 million, first of all, 16 years in prison for 4 different individuals. That's a pittance considering what the state, what this city, what these cops did to their lives.
It can never be. There are years of youth that were taken away by the state, cannot be given back. It cannot be given back by money. We see that a lot of this money that's being spent right now, he's saying that it's to get a check. It's for civil rights lawyers to get a check. When reality, we would prefer for this money to be looked at, as reparations for those people, because a lot of what the state does and a lot of what the state has done and continues to do over the years, the over-policing, the overt surveillance, the mass incarceration of Black people. On any given day, you can find 9,000 people sitting in Cook County Jail, many of which who have nonviolent convictions. We see this being carried out consistently where Black folks get the short end of the stick and Black folks' communities are not invested in the ways that we see police invested in. It is not the fault of the media and it's not the fault of the citizens that the city is forced to spend this money when they are the ones making the mistakes because they are the ones who are failing to treat Black folks like human beings.
All right, Cosette, we surely appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Go to our panel here. Again, cops do wrongdoing. Taxpayers are the ones who have to end up paying for their wrongdoing.
Yeah, you know, if there was a way that the actual policemen and the police unions themselves could pay, then I think we'd finally see some change of behavior. There are no consequences here when people literally steal people's lives, either by stealing their youth, by putting them in prison unjustly, or literally kill them in the street for wrongdoing that they actually did not commit. So it's really a disastrous situation that we continue to find ourselves in.
Also, the police union, they should be invested in truth. They are not served by people being wrongly convicted. And I have no idea why that gentleman, who I assume has a political agenda, I have no idea why he would not want to get to the bottom of this.
No, here's no political agenda. His job is to, when you say serve and protect
The
cops.
police, yes.
Period.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't care. They will defend these cops no matter what happens.
Absolutely.
And we're at a time in our country where our cops should be working on building relationships with our communities. This does not help. This feeds the narrative that cops are always right, and that no time can you question, judge, or question their authority of what decisions they come up with. This is a sad moment for this gentleman to say this in regards to this payout, because this money is not enough for what they've lost.
By the way, I'm glad that they got paid. I selfishly, I wanted those kids, those young men, to take them all the way, to take every dollar that city has towards to take every single penny they have for stealing their youth from them.
Absolutely.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no.
That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.